Hi, my name is Davison, and this is my reaction to the first ever YouTube Music Awards. The show was produced by director/producer Spike Jonze, and I think he wanted the entire show to be a celebration of the amateur, but it sort of resulted in the show being a bit of a confusing, disorienting mess. And I think it also illustrates the identity crisis that YouTube has gone through recently. It increasingly wants to professionalize its content and compete with Hollywood production values, yet it doesn't seem to want to invest the capital or the time to create competitive, cohesive content that is on par with what the traditional entertainment system is offering. I was kind of left bewildered by the entire production, and I don't think I'm alone. If you look through the hundreds of comments that were made on Twitter with the hashtag YTMAs, you'll see that a lot of people said the same thing, like, what is this mess? I got bored. This is all over the place. Why are they celebrating mainstream artists if this is the YouTube Music Awards? And that again harkens back to the fact that YouTube has reached a point where it doesn't know what it wants to be. It is this media powerhouse, but it's been a media powerhouse that has been powered by amateurs. Yet now one is seeing increasingly that it's still traditional media that is dominating the charts on YouTube. They cannot deny the hundreds of millions of views that traditional artists get in music that YouTube artists simply, for the most part, do not. There were some YouTube artists that won tonight, such as Lindsay, Sterling, and Distorm, but the majority of performers and winners were mainstream artists. So I think, too, in new media, the point where we're at is that ultimately is going to end up being a convergence of traditional media and new media or amateur media. YouTube has to grow, though, with the way its content is changing, and it has to make smart investments in that regard. I think they should have taken themselves a little bit more seriously with this award show. I think it degrades them to have a producer who would say at the end of the show, thank you for making or thank you for allowing us to make this mess, which is what Spike Jonze said at the closing of the show. And even the closing of the show, there was no coherent, strong ending. There were some acts I found that were good. I liked, of course, Lady Gaga's performance. Mia, although I don't care for the song she performed, did a great, visually somewhat interesting performance. And, of course, Eminem killed it. But I think it could have been more tightly produced, and it could have been more professional and perhaps mainstream looking. So my name is Davison. I make cool things. I talk about cool things. I will include a link to the award show here. It's been here the entire time unless you shut annotations off. And I get the irony of me saying all of this, lying in bed. But this channel is my vlogging channel, and I vlog from bed, and there's a value to this content because other people inevitably are going to find this video and they're going to want to comment on it and discuss the points that I made. But I think if an organization wants to present itself professionally and compete with the highest level of esteemed content publicly, then they need to create media that absolutely undeniably